Yeah, I have after together. You want her to start it now?
I'll let her know.
Okay.
I'm just gonna put this gate back on. But she is 4 years old from Cedar Mountain, Utah, and I'm really excited about this horse. I had to redraw, so this is my repick. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. I hope today I can give you a good representation of how the general process of starting a training with a wild Mustang goes. She's not very shy at all, so I'm excited about that. We're gonna go ahead and get started. The first thing I generally do is I send them around.
Why do you send them around?
So she doesn't know me. She doesn't really know what to think of me yet. And some horses, when they don't know what to think of you, can try to be the boss of you. So I've only had one Mustang so far that, out of fear and uncertainty, decided to show a little bit of aggression. But ever since then, I've always made extra sure to get their feet moving and respecting my body language before I try to do any kind of contact. Also, beginning the stages of teaching her to move away from pressure. You can see at first, she's not sure what to do when that pressure starts. She's not sure if she should try and kick at it or try and put up with it. So I make it extra clear by starting the pressure slow and soft, picking it up. Eventually I'll tap her, and then I release when she moves out from that pressure. I do like that she's not super spooky about when this whip falls on her back legs or her hips, but it does point to the fact that she might be a little bit harder to sensitize to pressure, but she's probably going to be a lot easier to desensitize to scary stimuli. She wants to go the other way for now. She seems a lot more sensitive on this side. Generally, wild horses, any horse really, will have a side they're easier to sensitize on, but this side will probably be harder to desensitize her on. So she's a lot more respectful and responsive to the pressure on this side. We're going to practice it a little more, and then I'll turn her around and work on the other side a little bit more before I start initiating contact. By doing this move out of my space exercise, I'm first of all establishing a button I can use if she gets scared. I can ask her to move out of my space so she doesn't run me over, or if she decides to try being aggressive to avoid pressure, I'm practicing moving her out of my space as a method of safety, and also because it helps establish respect. A horse that moves out of your space when you ask is a respectful horse. A horse that doesn't want to do that is not a horse you want to be around. Very big girl.
Talk about the looking at the hindquarters you're doing.
Yeah, I'm starting to try to establish a draw. As you can see, when she's going around the circle, she's not like hugging the edges, which I like, that she's not trying to get away from me as much, and her nose is kind of tipping to the inside. So when her nose tips to the inside, I'm kind of trying to encourage her to come into me by looking at those hips and by stepping away from her nose. She doesn't know how to yield her hindquarters yet, but once she does, I was doing this with Tuxedo on the lunge line earlier. I like to yield those hindquarters, get the eyes coming into me. That's a very important part of liberty and important part of respect. So I definitely would say this is her more sensitive side. So we're probably going to try to approach her first on the other side. When her nose came in, I'm rewarding that by taking off the pressure. She's not coming into me yet, but she's starting to figure out that bringing her face into me is what gives that release of pressure.
And she's licking and chewing.
Yeah. Playing around with her, trying to get both her eyes on me. This is the first step I do to start initiating contact. Good. So I'm playing around with the pressure that tells her to go forwards and the pressure that tells her to go the other way until she gets both eyes on me, and then I take all the pressure away and see she's licking and chewing. She's realizing that turning and facing me got that release of pressure. So I'm going to practice that before I try and go in. She's starting to figure it out. I didn't have to, good girl. I didn't have to move my whip on the other side of her body yet. She gave me both eyes. Even if it's on accident, even if you're not sure it's because they fully understood what was being asked of them, I'm taking the pressure away so that she can start to connect the dots. That 2 eyes equals release of pressure. The other thing that I would like to point out about working with Mustangs is the biggest reward you can give them is not a treat, it's not scratches, it's not a good girl. The biggest reward you can give them is by coming out of their space. So in the beginning stages like this, she's not a very nervous horse, I don't think, but in the beginning stages of working with a Mustang, your presence is a source of pressure for them. So even if I'm not waving the whip, even if I'm not trying to get her to go somewhere, just being near her is causing her a little bit of pressure, a little bit of anxiety in her mind. So she's searching for a way to relieve that pressure in that anxiety. So I'm asking her a question when I come in by applying that pressure, and she's looking for an answer. She's saying, okay, what do I have to do to get this anxiety to go away? And as soon as she turns her eyes in, I come all the way back to the opposite wall, and she's starting to realize, okay, nothing else is working, but when I give her 2 eyes, you know, I get to relax. That pressure goes away. I'm not so worried anymore. And eventually, you know, your presence won't be such a source of anxiety for them. Eventually, you work towards them seeking you out to relieve their anxieties. So I'm going to start. She thought about leaving. She gave me 2 eyes again. I'm going to back off. She's really starting to figure this out. As soon as she gives me that other eye, presence. I'm not doing anything. I'm not asking for anything. But just by stepping in and being here, you see her tense up, her head came up, she sucked in a breath of air, she started to get worried. Now she's shifting her weight backwards. There we go. I like that look she gave me. She kind of settled back in. She was kind of trying to edge away. She settled back in. She gave me both eyes, and her head dropped just a little bit. These are the tiny signs you learn to look for when working with Mustangs. The hardest part is getting used to looking for these signs. See, head came up. She's a little nervous again. She's looking around. There's some noise going on over there. She's a little bit distracted. Just gonna wait. I might encourage it by wiggling this here. You might want to touch it. I'm gonna follow her with the pressure until she gives it 2 hours. I'm gonna take it away. Nervous right now. Her ears are pricked, her nostrils are flared. Good. That was more curious, less nervous. So I take it away. So she was being a bit evasive of this pressure. She didn't really want to deal with it, so she kind of tried to go here, say, where can I get away from this? You know, I kind of just followed her. You know, I'm not trying to like get at her with the whip, but I followed the pressure. And when she settled into it, I took a step back. She's starting to realize that the only thing that's going to release this pressure is coming into it. So we're going back and forth between sensitizing and desensitizing. Good girl. Right now I'm desensitizing her to the pressure that I want her to accept. And when I'm moving her feet around to the round pin, I'm sensitizing her to the idea that I move her feet. Gonna get her feet moving again.
Yep.
I think she could be a great Liberty horse. She's already giving me that inside ear. She's listening to what I'm saying. And if you can see, she's got a little spunk. If you can see, her nose is slightly tipped to the inside. There we go. I love that. Very good girl. Very good girl. She's learning that when she's attentive, respectful but attentive, and kind of looking for me, she's learning that's when the release happens.
That's a train in the background.
She's also very relaxed because every time she stops, she's like relaxing her back leg.
Yep.
She's cocking those like she's just been doing this her whole life, so.
Very good. She's on the more receptive side of being trained. If you watched Marble's first touch demo or Jude's live video, they were a little less receptive. Neither of them were not receptive, but I think she's more willing to come around. Easy. Did y'all see this freeze brand earlier? It's a pretty good one. I'm going to be training her mane to lie on the other side though, so that we can show it off. Because she's a nicely built Mustang. When I take her places, I want people to know that she's a Mustang. now I'm working my hand further and further up. Good girl. Good girl. Very good girl. She is doing excellently. Very good girl. Approaching with the stick like I am, or like I have been, but then quickly placing it with the hand. Ellen, get a picture of it. Very good girl. So,
Speak up.
when I begin haltering, I want her to be completely comfortable with my hands moving all over her face.
Speak up.
So I'll start moving in and out. Good. Until she relaxes into that. I want her to be completely uncomfortable with me approaching and touching her, that she doesn't flinch when I approach, when I first make contact. So I practice that a good deal. So just in and out, in and out. I will repeat this a lot. So I do a lot more repetition of this before I ever try and put a halter on. She has to be comfortable with me moving my hands all around her face, under. She's not super comfortable with that. A little more on the other side before I show you some of my other exercises.
Did she have any questions on the phone? It got lost. It's back on.
She likes that. Yeah, you do. She's getting so much better already. I was worried she might be a little more head shy, but she's not. She's just going to take more repetition before she's ready for a halter. So, like I said, I don't like bringing a Mustang home with a halter already on its face, because I think they should be able to stand still and learn to not react to this without you having to hold them with a halter on their face. So I think putting a halter on when you pick up is too much of a temptation to skip the steps that you need to take to make this horse very easy to catch and very easy to halter. She's starting to really come around. Before, her eyes were kind of tense, worried. I'm going to try to hold her here. She doesn't want to be held. But if I can get her to come into this pressure, it's not going to quite happen. That's okay. That's okay. You're still big. So, before I put a halter on, I start desensitizing the ropes. Girl, this is one of the very first things I do. Is I just go over and around. I might stay on one side a little bit because she's a little bit more nervous. Good. As soon as she settles, we'll take that away. But every time before when I was working with her, I had the string up in my hands like this. When I start to work on the beginning of the haltering, I put that string down and I rub all over. I haven't even touched her back here yet. Good girl. Good girl. I love that she's not worried about me touching her in new places. I love that she's not worried about this dangling and touching her feet. Okay. She's kind of turning around so she can get an eye on what's going on. like to like approach their hindquarters as much, just because without a halter on, you can't like whip their face around and their hindquarters away. If they start to get scared, with a halter on, you can kind of pull their head towards you, and their hindquarters will go the opposite way. Yeah, so that's why I don't necessarily do as much touching on the hindquarters until I've got a halter on, just for safety reasons. But I generally like to touch at least the front half of their body all over before I put a halter on. Oh look, is it tiring? Is it tiring being a domestic animal? It's just so hard. She's doing so good today. I'm really impressed. I think she's going to be one that as soon as I get the halter around or on her, get her leading around, getting like touch all over her body, I think she's going to be domestic just like that. She's going to be very easy to get started with her saddle. So this is what else I do. I dangle it around their ears, let it hit the ground, kind of just circle their head with it. Start them getting used to these ropes moving around.
Just like my daughter, I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be a jerk or saddle.
So she wants to move. I'm going to move with her head. Oh, she likes that. You like that, don't you?
She didn't know. She's been so good on the videos, and so is Dave. He was just a jerk.
But mostly, very good girl. She's going to be very easy to halter this afternoon. Yeah. So this is just how I practice, is by pretending this is a halter. She's already a lot better by me swinging my hands around. That's why you have to get used to swinging your hands around, because it's dry work before you put a halter on.
May lay down.
You're so cute. I just love her little eyeball. She actually handled herself really well this morning.
Yeah, she wasn't even concerned about
Like,
them.
my dad was like scooting the shade tin along, and she was like, "This is cool. Everything's
And like
fine."
Vixen was like doing her thing out here, and she didn't even look at her.
I think she's gonna be the
think-
kind of horse that nickers when you come into the barn. We'll see how she feels about it. Good girl. Wow. Pretty impressive. Even Jude wasn't that good about his legs being touched at first.
She likes all the scratches though. She's like, hey, I like this attention.
She reminds me so much of Rev. I would have had a halter on Rev within 30 minutes if she wasn't head shy. We had to work through Rev's head shy before we could get a halter on. She's a little bit head shy.
Not as much though.
Just about being touched on the front of her face. She will get over that though. Especially once she learns what treats are.
Yeah, and food in general. And she learns that you're the source.
Not that I use treats to train, but it helped for Rev. She had an issue with her mouth being touched. She wouldn't even take treats because she was so nervous about it. Literally had to pry her mouth open and shove some treats in. And from that point on, zero issues. Zero issues at all.
Look at her.
Yeah. Like I said, this is about as far as I touch before I put a halter on, because
No,
I'm
what you
saying-
said made most definitely. Yeah, for that reason. She's like, let me just show you what I can.
Around her. She's just like, hey, just so you know.
Yeah, she's like, let me show you what I can do.
Don't try anything. No, she's good. She does have a little bit of brattiness in her, I think.
But so like Haven's like.
Don't get on me. That made me nervous. Who is that? Is that Shadow? Oh, it's May. But did you see that though?
Yeah.
She came towards me. She was like, save me!
Oh yeah, she's gonna be ready for a halter in no time.
Yeah, I just want to get a little more comfortable with this kind of stuff. You got such a floppy mane. It's really clean though. It's just dry. I can't wait till I can put some green horse in it.
And flip it over.
And flip it over, yeah.
There goes my phone.
I'm gonna have to take her to some AQHA events. Just like tie her up somewhere, be like, this is my Mustang. Maybe when you and Haven go sort. We should definitely go to sorting practice.
Yeah, I want to ride her. Can she put the saddle on now, please?
Maybe tomorrow.
I want to sort on her in these 100 days.
I want to see what she's like in a herd setting. I think she's probably on the more dominant side.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like bi.
It's honestly pretty tolerant.
She's like, I'm out. I love that meme now.
That's probably my favorite meme that's gone viral. Like,
I'm gonna rip this rope first.
she's not really concerned.
Oh my goodness. You're literally gonna like not even make this hard. You're not even gonna challenge me, are you?
She's not even looking at you.
She's like, oh, this is normal.
Oh my gosh.
Settle. Good. Yeah, so first thing I do is that with the rope. If you've done your preparation with the carrot stick, I showed some of that in the videos this morning. It should really be no big deal. Then I do some of this closer up by their ears. And I start getting them used to that coming over their nose. I'm going to hold, oh good girl, until she settles into it. And I take it all the way off, work the steps again. You're not even going to make this hard on me, are you? Okay.
Hold on, I'm gonna.
Very good girl. So, now, we're going to let her figure this out on her own.
My note. Okay.
She's going to learn she's got a rope attached to her and there ain't nothing she can do about it.
One minute, 8 seconds.
Okay.
I can always video on my phone if I need to.
Yeah. I'll get my phone out next.
Oh yeah, mine's at 15%. So all you're asking right now is for her to move out, right? Does it matter if it's what gait?
I'm just kind of guiding her around. I want her to
Get used to that weight on her face?
step on the rope is what I want her to do. And yeah, that too. So she's going to step on that rope. There we go. She's like, I did not like that, but she gave to it. She stopped, and that stop gave her a release of pressure. Here we go.
Hey, homegirl. How are you being so smart and not stepping on it?
It's Mustangs. They learn quick. Oh, so close. She'll get it with the backs. Oh, she does not like it on the backs. Oh my goodness! That little hop. So I always do this first off because a lot of people don't think to. But if you're teaching a horse to lead, eventually they're gonna. At some point, every horse I've taught how to lead has freaked out at one point and just completely pulled away from me. So you want that to happen in a contained area, of course. But if they pull away from you and they've never seen the lead rope dragging behind them before or touching their legs, they're gonna be like, ah, snake! And they're gonna gallop round and round and round and round unless they've seen this before. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit your face. Unless they've seen this before, stepped on it before, had it touch all their legs before. She's not doing terrible. Usually Mustangs will kick out when that touches their back feet. But as I saw earlier, she's not super opinionated about being touched anywhere. Oh, did you see that stop?
No.
There we go. Just gonna freak out. 3, 2. Not terrible. You're figuring it out. She's handling that pressure pretty well. She's reacting, but not overreacting, and she's figuring out quick that backing off the pressure releases it.
She's also just figuring out how to avoid it, honestly.
Yeah, she really is.
But she's gonna forget to avoid it when she gets more desensitized to it.
Not bad.
Oh, I love her movement.
The other thing to be very aware of is that they need to know where your personal space is. I've had Mustangs come running straight at me before. They're like, help, don't know what to do. Get this off.
She's like, do you gotta keep doing that?
I know, she's like, man, good girl. So a few more of these, then I'll get ready to start leading her.
Yay. What a good stop.
Is that right?
I got it.
I'm gonna apply just a little. Good. I like that she turned into it, so I'll release. Apply. Now she's bracing. So I wait till she stops being sassy and she gives to me.
She thought about it. Okay, Haven.
Good. She's a quick learner. Pressure. She's gonna be sassy for a sec. Oh, good.
That was much faster.
Yeah. Told you she's fast. She's like, I don't know how I feel about this. Pressure. Give. Good! That was excellent.
She just took a step.
Oh, she is so fast. Okay, let's come over to this side. Little pressure. At first, I'm happy if she just gives to it. Way. Way. Good! Excellent.
The mosquitoes are coming out.
Oh, she is so fast. Give. Here we go. Here we go. Here comes the sass.
I don't think it's going to be much, though.
Oh, I think it will. Good. Good. Even if I think it's on accident, if she comes away from that pressure, she gets a release. Good.
Yeah, but at first...
Today we might see some good.
Some
We might
kite
see
flying?
Some kite flying today. Good. She's sensitive. She's more sensitive than she lets on.
Sorry, my foot's in the way.
Here we go. Just the right amount of pressure to keep her thinking, keep her guessing. Might pull a little more to the side to unbalance her. Not letting up on that pressure? Okay. Come on, Mare. Good. Total release of pressure. That was excellent. You're figuring it out, baby girl. Here we go. Good.
Oh, man.
She hasn't gone up yet.
I really just want her to go up.
She's gonna go up before we're done. I promise.
Good.
Good girl.
As you say that, she does better than she's
I
done.
know. Actually, she's pretty top heavy. She might not go up. Then again, June was pretty top heavy too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Excellent. Oh,
Good
you are
girl.
amazing. Here we go.
Here she goes, here she goes. Oh.
Good.
Come on,
Wow.
girl. Just rear once.
We need the action shots.
If she starts rearing, I'm busting out the camera.
Good.
Whoa.
Good girl. Good. You're awesome.
Oh, man. Don't go up when I'm behind you, friend. Okay, I really like the name Havana.
Waiting for the sass to be done. Better. That wasn't a complete release. It is better. So I'll go again quickly. Good. There we go. That was a good release.
I just want her to rear.
You know, it's a good thing that she isn't, right, Kayla?
Yes, I know
Oh,
that.
good girl.
I know that it's a good thing.
Oh.
But it's fun to watch.
There we go. We can watch Tuck's rear anytime.
Oh, Haven does it on her. Haven does it enough.
She's still fighting, still fighting, still fighting. Good.
Tux is like, well, that's not Tux, that's Vixen.
Tux and Vixen were behind her. Oh! So close.
Vixen, what are you doing?
Good.
She is really top heavy.
It's the pole pressure she's reacting to. Good. Oh, she still does not like the stick.
But she's not freaking out. Okay, start jump roping with her.
Ready? How do I do this?
I'm the professional.
I can't. I don't know how you do this.
It's skill. Awesome.
Oh, okay. Well, let's start giving to pressure.